And lo and behold, here's a whole listing of people, of articles, of people within that last week who died suddenly. Younger people, older people, but a lot of younger people around the world. Famous people, athletes have just dropped dead.
A lot of the substances that I'm seeing are stuff that looks pretty much, it's this white fibrous stuff. Now, instead of calling them blood clots, I try to refer to them as white fibrous clots or white fibrous structures. How come all of a sudden these things are happening in so many people? When I first started seeing these strange clots, in the beginning, I thought, this is kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. I don't understand. As I started gathering more and more photographs, I'm able to share it amongst other people that I work with. I talk to other embalmers that have 30, 40, even 50 years of experience.
I'm a licensed funeral director, National Board funeral director, and certified embalmer. I've been in the death care industry since 1982. I've been in the embalming process with well over 1,000 bodies. And I had actually noticed some of the differentiations in the clots as well in some of the bodies I had been embalming. And that had started recently.
First time I saw it firsthand, pulled out of a deceased, my end, was about 3 months ago. Been struggling to embalm people for around about 18 months. My embalmer was complaining that he was having trouble getting fluid through people. And the way they do that is they cut into the carotid artery and they pump it around the body via a pump. He was struggling to get it through, and we kind of thought, well, maybe the pump wanted servicing, and had a look at it. It doesn't. Pulled this out, and he kind of grabbed the end with the tweezers, and this comes out in one piece, one elastic piece. It looks like calamari.
Tell me, when this all started, these symptoms that you had.
Early August of this year, my legs started swelling. I was getting a lot of pain from the crotch area all the way down to the ankle. They did a Doppler on it, and I had several clots in my leg.
Oh, wow.
So I was transported to the hospital, and they confirmed that, and also that I had a clot in my lungs.
So you went into the hospital, they put you on a blood thinner, presumably?
Yes, I got put on Eliquis when I was being released. And come to find out, the Eliquis did not work for me.
Okay. And did they let you know that is extremely rare?
Every doctor I saw said it was extremely rare.
So before the vaccines came out, there were 1 to 2 fetal demises every 2 or 3 months. You would see one. I finally had enough when I got this email the other day. It said that there was a record number of fetal demises and that there were 22 of them in 1 month. And in this email, it said that it's projected to increase each month.
The fetal demise in mothers, gestational mothers, in that 22 to 26 week period. I had a run of that.
Avoiding shellfish, and it works really well. Now, I want you to pay attention to this, right? Let me see if I can zoom in. If you look at the proprietary blend, it has beet extract, which we know is very good for circulation. It has L-citrulline and L-arginine. Now, let me stick a pin there. What did we say the sunlight produces in the body? That's correct, nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide, when it is produced, causes the blood vessels to open or to relax. It is the same like if you take your finger off the hose and now the pressure is falling a little bit lower. So when nitric oxide is high in the body, you would find that blood pressure is going to be lower because the blood vessels are relaxed. Now, L-citrulline and L-arginine, these actually help to produce nitric oxide in the body and thereby keeping the blood vessels relaxed. Additionally, remember I tell you if you could only get one supplement for heart tonic, get hawthorn berry. It also has the hawthorn berry extract. Now let me explain it to you, the difference between an extract and the whole herb. So the extract, this is when they actually take the active component. So let's put it this way. They would boil it just like we told you, and then reduce the volume so that more of the water goes out and more of the active ingredient of the hawthorn berry remains, And then that is what they will call you as, and produced in a liquid form, that is what will be the extract, right? So the extract tends to be a more concentrated form of the actual product, in this case, hawthorn berry. And then, of course, they have CoQ10. Now, if you notice the amount, 2,442 milligrams. In addition to that, they also have potassium, which we mentioned was good, magnesium, and they have the vitamin D3 and in there as well. So this is